Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the break. So, last time I built this wonderful small structure regarding the use of Aura Cascade in a more industrialized fashion. As it turns out, as seems to always be the way, there's something more that I have to be worried about. You can see this is now the processor that we made previously, and then somewhat abandoned due to its lackluster capacities and the need to automate Aura. It's back in place of the synthesizer. Not the synthesizer, the magical make colors thing, that one. Because, as it turns out, there is a fair bit more to this matter than I previously estimated. You see, in order to make the cascading synthesizer, we require an arcane prism. Now, it took me some time to discover this, but the arcane prism, if we go to here, is crafted via the dropping of arcane gems of all 8 colors near this cascading processor. Then, those gems, these particular gems of all colors, are made from arcane white ingots and a diamond. The making of the arcane white ingots and all sorts of other colors comes from combining iron ingots and wool of a particular color near the processor itself. This is news to me. This was not exactly written down when first I began this project. So, the processor is back for the time being, but it's still going to require some power. So to that end, we need to complete this project. And I believe I have everything I'm going to need. Write this down if you wish to do this yourself. And I shall be back in a moment. Right, I believe that serves as the majority. I did have to rearrange the design I was given slightly, but I think we should manage it quite well enough. Now, let me see if I can work this out properly myself. We require, as our basis, a redstone lamp, which, perhaps it would be better to go with the chests first. This particular endeavor. So let's place our trapped chest here and a chest there. And then this will need to go beneath it here. With a torch rounding off of it. Which we must be quite careful because parts of this area are not so safe to stand on. Are. Now we shall need the tally box and a golem fetter. My mild redesign doesn't only requires the one fetter, but we should take care of which ones we choose to or not use. Let's see, there should be, yes, good. Just need to get up to there. Right. Then, let me see, we shall need some blazing cactoid and this runic white list. And I believe the appropriate value for this would be 15. Such that if we place the stack into here... Yes, excellent. Now, Next, I believe, is behind here. We shall need this iron furnace. Good. And to this iron furnace, we shall collect these item translocators. Like so. Very good. Very good. Now, this is where things start to get slightly more complicated. We shall need the crafty crate to go there, with the 1x3 pattern, like that. And I believe I can move that, as well as here, although this particular one will probably need to come back fairly soon, in some fashion or another, to place this fan, which was not in the original design, but it should be fine, I think. Can I reach that block? Not immediately. Oh, blast. The realm, it would seem, is in a moment of dire strait, but is there anything I have to hand that might work there? I'll just have to settle for some netherbrick slab. One will notice, I'm sure. There. Seems I may need to place something a little bit auspicious. Go. There. Cover that. We'll hurry up there. Place this here so that we might place... Yeah, that's not quite right. In your own time. Very good. There. Straightforward. And now you may replace that blazing cactoid, which we already have a fair deal, as it should happen. Now what you can hear beneath me is a far greater span of blazing cactoid. Where is that? There we are. A far greater span of blazing cactoid, which I believe you may have noticed being put into place during the lapse. Let's see, then a hopper like there. And this is where things get to be mildly more complicated. We require an item collector here, with no mind for too much distance, as well as an additional one here, with a considerably greater distance, which we must key to particularly. Now, this was recovered from the farm. Now, let's see, this must go here. And it shall require a rather significant distance. I believe that should be sufficient. No doubt we shall find out otherwise soon enough. But it will depend upon the rate at which these cactoids decide to grow. Increase the depth, perhaps. Anyways, with that in place, we need... let me see. We require perhaps a water stream here. I'm not entirely positive. But this particular must only be able to pick up... Let's see along the Z coordinate. Must only be able to pick up blazing cactoid. Not blazing cactoid, my mistake. Must only be able to pick up blaze rods, which are generated from our iron furnace here. So yes, there they go. Very good. Have I anything upon my person to smelt them with? Not too much. go, that should do the trick. We'll get there in the end. There we go, reapply that. Now, we should see that this will fill in and create a blaze rod in short order, I should hope. Meanwhile, let's continue on. So we require a stone golem to be placed here. This golem must be informed that it needs to target this chest on the side here. I should take care not to knock him off of his perch. And he is to deal with the emptying of that chest, so that he may only do so at such point in time when this is properly... Has this not been... Interesting. Ah, I have blacklisted the only thing it should be picking up. Well done, me. There we are. And already it has found 2 pieces. Now, this up here must be only interested in the blaze rods. There we are. So they shall be formed by this iron furnace. And then they must be... There we are. Then they will be either picked up initially by this item collector to fill the furnace with fuel again, or they shall be blown along this edge until such time as they reach the range of this other this other item collector. Yes. I'm slightly concerned about this, but I do not know if there is any particular means by which I may ensure that it stays proper. Well, we'll just have to find out, I suppose. I need a lever. There we are. Which, if I place here, is indeed blowing me quite viciously. Well, if it works, I suppose. And alternatively, I might be able to rotate this if I can just get to there. This may require a degree of tweaking. But I believe this can be done. Let's see if I can... Oh, joy. But nevertheless, this will... Delayed somewhat. Nevertheless, this will eventually fill the iron furnace with blaze rods, and any excess will be delivered swiftly into this chest, which... Yes, is now working properly, it would seem. Where they shall then be summarily delivered via a iron golem, which I do not believe needs to be advanced, at least within this design, but it shouldn't be a problem. Let's try. There we are. And he must be informed to fill each of these droppers, which, as we saw in our previous installment, serve to fuel our... Excellent. Serve to fuel the pumps. Very good. Now, the first thing I shall require is a litany of arcane ingots. Do I have that right? Basics, materials. Yes, arcane ingots of various colors, which I must then use to create the arcane gems, using the vortex infuser, and a diamond, 3 of each color, so I shall need 8 times 3, 24 of the ingots, plus 8 diamonds. That shouldn't be too difficult to come by. And then, combining all of those with this processor, will create the arcane prism that I need to make the cascading synthesizer, which will generate angel steel. Oh, what a chore this is, indeed. But once I have these resources at my disposal, I shall have a much more powerful blade, which I shall endeavor to show for you next time. Shall see you then.